Welcome to the Kinkazoid Podcast, where you get some education on your form of stimulation. With your hosts, Royal, Chase, and Trey Proper. Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get kinky.
Oops. Can you tell when I've had a nap? Oh, yeah, I've had a really good nap today. Welcome. Greetings and salutations to another wonderful episode of Kinkazoid. It's your boy, Trey Proper. Let's go ahead and introduce yourselves.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Royal. No tagline necessary. Just recognize she's a queen.
What's up, your girl Chase? It's Hayes, no matter how you say it, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth.
All right. We got a great show as always lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen. And if you can tell by the title of today's episode, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to start things off. We talk about squirting today, y'all. We talk about a little super soaker. It's the end of the summertime, so we had to get a little wet, a little wild. Just a little bit for YouTube standards and Twitch and Facebook, everywhere that we're broadcasting now. So we're going with our first position of the week. Position of the week this week is the butterfly. This one is specializing in stimulating G-spot, and if you're long enough, A-spot stimulation, to try your best to generate that moist feeling. Moist. I just pissed off a whole bunch of people just but generally the penetrator is standing up or kneeling in an elevated position. The penetratee is laying on their back. This is so that and it's of course best used with pillows, so you can angle the entrance upward so that you can angle yourself. I had a diagram, but I can't really show it because they'll take our shit down. So you're angling up so you can get that good, the ridge of your device is angling up to generate stimulation of the G-spot. Also, shallow strokes, in my recommendation, has worked in the past because you're staying right there at the precipice, kind of like you're using yourself as a come here motion, if you know what I mean. But I love the GIF. The GIF is awesome. Ladies, what do you think of this position?
I mean, I'm with it. This is a regular. This is a standard.
Right. All righty.
Okay.
We got dual acceptance of the position. I love it. I didn't put that there. Shit. Oops. My bad.
This is the second week in a row for you. Good job.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to make sure you guys are happy and, appease the ladies here. That's what I aim for. It's what I try to do. It's not until just now I realized I don't have on a fucking shirt. I had a shirt that I was going to put on for the show, and I just totally forgot about it. All right. What were you about to say?
I said it's all good. You're not wearing a shirt. I got my glasses on. It's one of those days. It's fine.
Yeah, it is. So I take it you both have participated in this one. No issues with this whatsoever. Gentlemen, you got to do your shoulder strokes for this one. If you mess with the BBW, you got to be able to pick that joint up and punch it into the submission. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. What you got for your toy?
I was about to say again. This is a standard in my house.
I kind of wanted you guys to expand on it a little bit longer, but it's okay. It's all right. I'm the high energy.
It's a standard. It's a position that happens all the time. It's not like an unusual position. I would say if you're going to modify it, if you have a heavier person that's on the bottom, just put a pillow underneath the arch or the butt or buy a sex pillow like we talked about in the past episodes and do that. But I mean, like the other pictures we show, there's modifications of using a couch. You could just lay flat on the table, different things like that. So I think, hey, it is what it is. It's a good position.
Get you a sturdy table.
I mean, this was the only position that really worked for me when I was in college. Them twin double XL beds wasn't really going to do nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you got a really strong ottoman table, recliners, because they got the good bounce back. Oh, it's fucking awesome. So since we're talking about squirting today, this is a personal question I'm about to ask you, ladies. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, if you don't feel comfortable with it. Are you guys part of the Super Soaker crew?
Yes.
Depends.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get to the toy.
We can get into my personal story time later if you want, because we're gonna have to. We're gonna talk about this anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I did just have I had you guys know, because we've had this conversation off of the show, but I did
Hmm.
recently have an experience where I was left a little uncomfortable. So yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Um, okay, so getting into the toy of the week, and I actually went through a few, because I
Please
had
so.
okay, shut up. I had a couple that I said, okay, these will be good, but then I was doing a little bit more research, and it was actually a sex educator that I follow on TikTok. If you guys are interested in following her, I'll post her link in the Discord. But she mentioned this one, and I'd seen it while I was scrolling through looking for a toy. But it's called the Thump and Thrust dual vibrator. I'm sorry, evolved thump and thrust dual vibrator. And the reason why it's
Hmm.
evolved is because this one is actually made specifically for G-spot stimulation. A lot of the G-spot stimulators you see, it has that little curved look or whatever. This one not only has that curve, but it's also a little hooked to get right up in there where you need it to go. So, and
Come
like
hither.
right, and like you said, Trey, it's that little spot right there. It gets about to that 2 to 3 inches deep where the G spot is located, and it gives a lot of stimulation. So basically, it has 7 different thrusting speeds and 3 vibration settings, so you can explore up to 21 unique combinations of sensations. So whatever you need to satisfy yourself, this will give you the jump start to get there. Oh, excuse me, and also the vibration. Something that people don't know about um, squirting is that the G spot stimulation has to be pretty fast. You know what I mean? Like it has to be a rapid thing over and over again. And this toy actually provides that type of stimulation. So,
So, okay. Question. And I've had some success in the past, but you said it has to be rapid speed. So you're saying the best practices for everybody is to have rapid speed to just.
it's not everybody, and I will say that not everybody's anatomy is the same. Everything
Mhm.
don't work for everybody. If you need slower stimulation, that might work for you. If it's more rapid, I know for me it's not necessarily rapid, but it's just like an over and over type of thing. Like
Mhm.
there can't be any let up. You know what I'm saying? So
Consistency.
consistency, yes, consistency is key when you were talking about squirting, in my particular opinion, and with what I'm speaking of in myself. But yeah, this is a toy that is used to help promote that type of female ejaculation. What do you guys think? Is it a yay or no?
I'd use it. I'd add it to my future utility belt. My big ass walking in with a whole bunch of accoutrements surrounding my waist. Da 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 da. You ready? Let's go.
See you walking in with the Batman utility belt. It's a different toy for every occasion.
Yes.
I was like,
I don't like pleasuring myself on the inside by myself.
Mhm.
But I guess if it was something using the artillery for my partner to use on me, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Um, I mean, it looks fun. I don't think I personally ever had my G spot like actually like for real hit. I think it's like it's been slid by, it's been touched,
Mm.
but it's never been key focused on. So I really don't know what G spot stimulation really is. If that makes sense. Like I've had the Spider-Man like hook 'em, but I just
Mhm.
don't think that
Ever done it?
I've had it like I said, like I feel like it's been slid on, not like pressed
Mhm.
circular motion, like really keen focused on. So yeah.
right.
Wow. So question in the future, will you communicate for your partner to make that attempt to try that to help you locate it?
Trey, if you just knew the phone call I got off before this show, you would I would talk to y'all after that because I got gaslit like a motherfucker.
Oh,
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so when communication happens and gaslighting happens, it just, you know, whatever.
Do better, you fucking wankers.
Yeah.
Like they just keep giving us a bad name. Y'all just keep giving us a bad fucking name. Read a fucking book.
I feel like if I'm an adult and I've had this conversation a bajillions, gazillions times, you would just think you would implement it at some point in time, especially if you've been
Mhm.
dating a person for a very long time and they've told you exactly what they want for a very long time. But some way, somehow, it's just like, "Oh, so you saying I just don't do anything at all?" No one said that.
And
No
why does
one
it
said
always
that.
have to be about that? Like, why is it that when I'm asking you for something for me specifically, and I'm asking, I'm like, hey, I really like when this is done. Do you think this is something that we can do in the future? Blah blah blah. Why does it always have to end up? Oh, so it's something about me. I think this is my fault. I'm not doing X, Y, Z. It's not about that.
I think the part of the conversation that really got me was "Oh, I had a lot of shit going on. I had this going on, but you didn't have a lot of shit going on when you pulled down your zipper." Okay. Alright. That's cool. That's good. Guys, this is why we need to make, like, an action figure, like, GIF of, like, Candace's, like, love or sex update, because I swear, for goodness gracious, every week, like, it's something. It's literally something, and I feel like I'm being very adulty, having the conversations, telling what it is, how it is. I'm having these conversations, but some way, somehow, eh, one ear. They just so,
Real
yeah.
quick, checking out
Corey.
checking out checking out the comments over on YouTube.
Thanks,
Oh, we
Corey.
go.
Appreciate you.
Darren Smith says, "Let the water flow." Jamaica says, "Start singing SWV's Rain." Corey, what flavor? I don't know what he was talking about. Of course, me. Please cover yourself, Trey. There you go. I'm covered. You happy now? Keisha Manina, I do apologize if I didn't say that right. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, Manina.
And everybody's saying hi. And of course, Corey is still shooting shots in the comments and failing miserably.
Dang, nothing but a bunch of air balls happening over here. But thank you, Corey. I appreciate you volunteering as tribute.
I mean, you never know. He was an MMA fighter. He might be able to,
I'm all set. Excuse me. Nasty bird. It was a nasty bird. Corey, you're a friend of the show. That would be very much crossing the line.
I'm sorry, dude. I had to shit on you a little bit. You know what it is. It's content. It's content. All right. So, of course, this is the conversation that we're having about squirting. What is it? It is so first off, let's be clear. Porn ain't get it right. 9 times out of 10, those girls have inserted they use they turkey basted themselves with some clear liquid, more than likely water. And that shit does all that. I have seen women that are capable of doing so. However, it ain't nearly enough to soak an entire fucking mattress. Like, no, I don't think you would want that, because it's going to stay. Yes, there is a aspect of urine that comes out with it sometimes. It is what it is. And yeah, not everybody can do it. So what are you guys' opinions on squirting itself?
So what you are right about is that it can contain trace amounts of urine, because it does not come from your vaginal opening. It comes from your urethra in a place called the Skene's glands. And this is what that comes from there specifically. And what happens with female ejaculation is that it will clear out anything that's in the urethra. So sometimes some urine is going to come out as a result of that. So they say that a lot of people aren't able to do it, which is fine. Everything ain't for everybody. Like I said before, everybody's anatomy is not the same. But I mean, like, if this is something that, from what I understand, it requires practice, and a lot of practice, because sometimes people can't get it the first time. You don't know how your body is going to react to certain stimuli. So you just have to continue to do it over and over and over again until, you have that eruption, so to speak. So.
Yeah, there you know.
I mean, squirting's cool. I mean, I'm not the most comfortable with it, just because how do I say this? I think in a normal world, when you're having a normal occurrence, whether it's by yourself or a partner, if you don't do it all the time, you're not prepared for it, right? So, like, you don't have a protective, like, what is that? Like a wet protective underneath on your mattress, like a water. Like, no, not even like a tarp, but just like, for little kids, like you put their like protective thing on their mattress. You put a mattress pad, like you put a mattress pad or whatever. So like you don't think, oh, I need to put a mattress pad on my bed, because you don't think you're not a sweater like that. Like, I mean, maybe you might do it if you and your partner or you are just a sweaters, that's good because you don't want your mattress to stink from your body odor more than it needs to. So yeah, but if you're not prepared for it and it happens, it makes it not enjoyable, even though it is enjoyable. Because as much as you want to lean into that pleasure, you're like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just women when we do it. It's like, and bitch, what you gonna do when you gotta clean the shit up? And that's exactly what goes into my mind. As soon as I can feel it, I'm like, abort, 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 and my brain closes it off, and then I just climax instead of like having the little trickle that's about to come out. Like, you know,
Yeah.
because then it could also just depend on like my buildup. Now, if I've been edging myself or whatever like that, I have discovered that I can be a squirtle. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like I sent it to somebody. I was like, look at me. I squirtle. This is cool. But also it's one of those things of like, if I had a towel down already because I was determined, like, I have a towel here, we're good, we have like a nice cleanup surface, I'm gonna enjoy myself as much as I can. But I feel like if you're not prepared and you feel it, you're gonna stop it, block it, and then climax because you know there's no way of cleaning it up. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want nobody to sleep on the wet spot. It's not comfortable. It's very uncomfortable to sleep on anything wet, even if it's like, ugh, no. Like, you ever sweated in your sleep and you try to lay back,
Yeah.
you're like, ugh, this is yeah. So
Lips
nobody
pillow
wants the wet,
over.
yeah, nobody wants the wet spot. So I think if there was more preparedness, I don't think I would have a problem with it. But since it's not that, I don't do it often because I mean, you saying don't make me swear. So me doing it by myself is like, whatever.
I'm gonna tell you what, I full on hate that shit. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why I hate it. So usually for me, like you say, Candace Shades is just like a little, splash,
Mhm.
squirt. It's all good, Look at my little squirrel action.
Shut up,
I,
Teak.
I don't care because I mean, it's just I think for me it's a control thing because I'm so used to like having control over certain aspects of my life, being a mom and a manager and all that other great stuff. So it's like I'm always in control, and so when that happens to me, it's the lack of control that drives me crazy. Um, so my most recent experience with this, I went from Squirtle to full-on Blastoise, and they're
Pokemon, gotta fuck 'em all.
saying went to full-on Blastoise, and it's like I'm in a puddle,
Pokemon.
and I'm like, what in what happened to me?
Girl, you fucking Pokemon? What?
What is
Why
she
you
talking
fucking Pokemon?
Keep going, keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah. Real quick, I saw an animated video of somebody taking Charizard and chopping off his tail and using it as soup.
Stop,
Hmm.
stop.
Yeah, I'd
Okay,
actually eat that. That looks like it tastes good.
shut
And then somebody was like, "You guys realize that they have to get the meat somewhere. If like Pokemon are like just
Animals,
animals, they're gonna kill them." And I'm like,
turtle soup.
"Dragon tail, dragon tail."
why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? We just went from squirting to talking about a full horror show. I can't do that. No, let's not. Let's not. But yeah, so when I tell y'all, I literally freaked out. Like, I mean, after it was the fastest that I've ever jumped out of the bed after an orgasm. I'm just letting y'all know that right now because it was the amount of it. I wasn't mentally prepared for it because I know what the feeling feels like. It's like you get that I have to pee feeling, and then you push into it, right? But this was like I have to pee on steroids. Like it was for one, it was during overstimulation and it was stimulation from the G spot. And it was, with using a toy at the same time. So you have the vibration on your clit and then you have the internal stimulation and it was just too much. You know what I mean? So it was just like, I have never in my life squirted that much. And it made me so uncomfortable because it was the shock of it all. Like he was great. He was having a great time.
Hey, hey, homie, I know you don't say anything, but
No, I understand you because it makes you like it's not embarrassing at all. But if you do something that your body's not used to doing, it can kind of just like you feel like what the hell? Like like this is like actually happening and this actually happened. I don't know how to process that. I feel uncomfortable because of it, you know?
Yeah, cool. And it was something I could not process. Eddie, shut up. Talking about I completely skipped War Turtle. Yes, that's what it was. Okay, there was no War Turtle. Okay, it went skipped the evolution phase. It went from one.
Blastars.
Damn, now I need to watch Pokemon.
Ever again. Ever again.
Oh my god. And you know what's funny is that I think there's probably a large, not necessarily a large, but there's probably more than a few women who are uncomfortable with the feeling of squirting. You know what I mean? Because it again, for me, it's a lack of control thing. And I know with me being a brat, it's, I'm a sub anyway, so I don't always have control, but it's always that push and pull. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like for men, it's like, well, okay, I don't have a dick, so therefore I don't know what the feeling of it is. But I feel like you guys peeing versus you guys nutting are two different sensations. Like it's two completely different sensations. But for us, squirting and peeing is the same exact sensation. So I do not know if I'm doing one or the other. Like I just hope that while I'm in this moment, I'm doing the right one. I just hope. I'm hoping that I'm doing the right one. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from continuing on, or when it starts happening, you shut it off. You Kegel immediately because you're like, I don't know if this is supposed to continue and I don't want the bad effect of it. So like you get a little scared, like, but this is why they say use the bathroom before you have sex. So that way you're empty. You have nothing in you because you've already used the bathroom. So that way you can have security that when you do have this feeling, you can let it flow and let it go. Okay, no frozen. Anyways, you can do that.
All your childhood movies over here.
I actually gave head to somebody while watching Frozen. It was a little weird. Anyway, the point is that when you when you let it go, for certainty this is straight squirt. Like this is not no pee, maybe like 3%. But you did your job beforehand, so that way you can have a more relaxed, coming time.
Well, real quick, as a caveat to that, so because of course, before we talk about a subject, we always research it. So in the research that I've done, a lot of women say that they actually prefer to do it with a full bladder because it gives more sensation. The sensation of having a full bladder is better for the stimulation of their G-spot and everything.
Yeah. I mean, but like, I feel like if you had to squirt, if like, for me personally, I'm getting it in. Pipe is good. Then he did the little Spider-Man, he, Scorpion, come over here, like, all this other shit, right? So if I don't squirt, you love when I put it together. I know you do. Okay. So I'm a blur too. I told you I'm low key, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so when you put it all together, right? And then like you don't squirt, whatever. If you use the bathroom right after, obviously we pee because UTIs and all yeast infections and all this other shit. Natural spermicide, okay, is urine. But when you go to pee, if it feels like you are busting the most incredible nut in your life, you were supposed to squirt. You're supposed to squirt. That's how I feel it. Because I went to the bathroom afterwards and I'm like, shit, this man is fucking me on the toilet. This feels grand. This is best me. And that's why a lot of women, I'm gonna let y'all secret out. That's why a lot of women hold their pee, because when they hold their pee and then they get to a point where they use the bathroom, it's like, I don't know, it's a weird sensation, but that bitch be feeling good. That bitch be feeling great. So hold on. We haven't been keeping up with the comments at all. Whatever. Okay, so Manina said, I have a mattress cover. Teek said, I love it, especially when it's about to happen and she tries to stop you so she doesn't make a mess. Is it Honita or Johnita? Johnita, okay. Johnny said, I legit don't care. I have a washer and dryer, plus I have mattress cleaners. Hubducer, turn hats. What? Turns hat around, Squirtle, I choose you. Shut up. Teek said, F it. If you embarrass, girl, I'll sleep in the wet spot. Pass me a towel. Eddie said, Johnita, you generally don't care about a lot. She said, facts. Hashtag not a fuck given. Teek said, not the fuck the Pokemon. Eddie, shaking my head. Shaking my head. Royal completely skipped. Total. I've had a few, and I'm sorry, but laying down in a puddle isn't my idea of fun. Exactly. This is what I'm saying here. And at the moment it's greatest, but afterwards it sucks. Hey, Horse Genocide Circus. Don't worry, Chase. You hit a dude with the knowledge. He'll let you know if you peed. If he keeps drinking, it ain't pee unless he's into that. Eddie R. Kelly? Nah, Kelly did the peeing. That's another story. Guys, okay. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want the chance of him drinking champagne he ain't supposed to be drinking. I don't I don't want that chance either. Like, I'd rather be fully prepared and fully release of all urination so that way I can really enjoy myself. That's all.
And you know what? I've never had a Squirtle moment during oral sex. Anyway, like I've never had it. And this is not something to try, but yeah, I've never had that experience before. So he's talking about, if he keeps
That nigga over there
drinking.
like try it during oral.
Yeah, no, I only came from oral once, but I've never had that. But it's literally out of self penetration or stimulation from a what is that? Air pulsation toy. So like a Satisfier or the adventure on IreneThePassionQueen.com. So those things like that would definitely make me if I had to or whatever.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So personally, I enjoy watching it happen. I love watching it happen. I love generating that out of my partner. I like your recommendation of. I thought that would be ideal because I definitely don't want to get a yellow. I don't want a golden shower, especially on my fucking bed. No, that's not like no, not cool. Put down a towel, but at the same time, you should be, in my opinion, you should be at a level of communication with your customer. With your customer. God damn, I am still at work apparently.
In real life, what's happening here?
I'm not fucking customers, despite their attempts.
Not
anyway.
Wait, did you say attempts? Wait, back up. We're not gonna go past it like you didn't say that.
Oh, I've definitely been in a customer's house, and it's like
you can have it.
Yellow orange YouTube, and it's a robe, and it's like, so how long have you been working for so and so? And like, ma'am, I'm just here to connect this here system.
Have you guys ever seen those funny videos where he's like walks in the room and he's like, "Oh my gosh, stepmom, what are you doing in here?" Those videos crack me up every time.
What the fuck?
No, I've never seen that shit.
No, it's on TikTok. Like it's literally like it's parodies of actual videos. Like this chick got stuck in the. She was like, "Oh stepmom, you're stuck behind the couch. Really?" It's hilarious.
But speaking of. Look, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you know you're about to get into, just grab that motherfucker. Like sometimes you can't prepare
just put
a good session.
Just put it on the floor. Everybody's on the floor. Everybody's on the floor. Put it down. Everybody's on the floor.
That too. Why's your floor wet? Ew. Like anyway.
You got carpet, dry clean. Get a shampoo or something.
But again, ultimately, I think that communication is key in these situations. Ladies, if you feel a certain way, speak up. You have full control in this situation. If you're letting somebody between your legs, you need to fucking open your mouth. And let the guy know, like Genocide Circus said, let him know what you feeling. But that leads me to another topic that I did kind of forget that we were going to do. Before this, how many of you have been on TikTok and seen the sex song? I don't know if we can I don't know if he can cue it up, but a Redditor pretty much put up a post basically stating that he cultivated a playlist for his girlfriend, and this was their adventure time playlist. This is what they fucked to. And there was one particular song that he put at the end, and he kind of like conditioned himself to bust his nut during the song. This is what he put in his best work, in his opinion. But turns out she never. Is he ready? Can he play the video?
I don't know. So you got the video?
Okay, but yeah. Ultimately, it's the worst fucking song you've ever heard in your life. Like it's some EDMP bullshit. Like it's bad, and I'm not talking like I'm a music snob. This shit is bad. And fucking anybody would say this is bad. Swedish mountaineers would say this is bad.
Is it even qualified as EDM? Because EDM, the beats on EDM are better than whatever the.
That was the closest thing I could say that associates to it. But I don't know. He plays a little bit snippet of it at the end of this video. It's only 25 seconds, so if you guys bear with us if we can get it to play.
I just quickly to bounce off, if we do have a video up to cue, I just want to bounce off what Genocide Circus said really quick. Says if he's a real man and his pee, he'll sip, swish, spit, grade, and get back to work in the middle. Can I tell you guys? I watched this. I think they're stars. They're definitely porn stars. They're definitely porn stars. And I was on Twitter. I don't know, I forgot where I found this video, but this dude was eating her out, right? And she started squirting. This dude took it in his mouth and spit it back on her chest and went back to do it. When I tell you, I was like, it is horny in here. That was the sexiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, go ahead.
What was
Tell
that?
a little
Wow,
bit of
thank
my
you so
life
much
right
for
there.
dinner, babe. That was delicious. I'm stuffed. Well, I hope you're not too
Huh?
stuffed. Because I'm gonna
Okay.
Oh.
Can they
gonna
still
stuff
hear
you
us or they
again.
don't
You know
hear
what I'm
us?
saying?
How do y'all do this every fucking time?
Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
I
let
know
them
what you're
listen to it.
saying. Yeah, you do. Here, let me set the mood.
Okay, cool.
Like
So I hope you
that
guys
fucking
enjoyed the video for what it was. I
yeah.
mean, I didn't hear, but I'm gonna hear it at some point in time.
Okay, I'll drop the link and the Reddit link in Discord. But yeah, it's just like for 2 years though, you didn't say anything. 2 years?
Devil's advocate though, okay, because 9 times out of 10, and you know what, I have to give a shout out to Lillian Desu who actually posted a video about this.
Mhm.
And she said that 9 times out of 10, that woman had probably been dropping hints like, let's try to do another song, let's do this, let's switch it up a little bit. Because and the reason why I have to play devil's advocate is because 9 times out of 10, when we have an issue, we will speak on it before we just be like, all right, I'm done. I can't deal with this no more. I'm just saying, just playing devil's advocate in this particular situation.
And I can understand that. However, what do we preach here? Fucking communicate, ladies
Rainbow.
and gentlemen. Like, no, if you don't like something, say that shit. 2
Right.
2 years of torture to that shit? You getting reamed out at night? We don't
I'm
even know if it's
sorry.
reamed out.
So it was 2 years of the same playlist every single time they did it?
That
Yes,
too?
that too.
Who
So
uses the same song? Well, first of all,
The
who
vanilla sex niggas.
prepares for themselves to do that? I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I'm a crook. Maybe I'm a creep. Maybe I just don't care. Okay, I could have the NBA All-Star. I could have March Madness happening in the background, and that's good music for me. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand like how, which I did have one time, and that's why I fell on the floor. Anyway, the point is that I don't understand why it's important to set a scene unless it's an important scene. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
unless it's like, oh, I know you about to come over here. I'm late. Okay, if it's not your first time, right?
Mhm.
And if it's not a special date, does there have to be a scene set every single time? Because I don't feel like I need to have a scene set every single time. So I don't need to have the same playlist. I don't need to even have the same music catalog playing in the background all the time unless it's a muffler for like living conditions. If it's a muffler, then I completely understand. But at that point, you can put on Cat Dog in the background. I don't care. Like,
No,
just like,
no, you're not ruining that.
it's
No,
like, you
leave
get
Cat
what I'm
Dog
saying?
alone.
You get what I'm saying? It's just like, do you have to put music on you play this playlist every single time. And what's more creepy is you timed your nut out to the playlist. Like, that's what makes it like, what was you doing by yourself for a whole maybe 2 to 4 minute catalog time to make sure that you had enough time to get to this destination where you sitting here like, okay, all right. And were you editing yourself preparing for each song so you trained yourself to not come till until a certain song and treated yourself so your brain could have that memory psychology 101? But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird to like have that like that formation. Like, no. If I'm gonna get in, I'm not gonna get in. I'm not gonna stop. Hold on, honey, I gotta get the iPod.
Every time you hear that song, you pop a boner. Like, nah,
no,
no.
and he said, like, if you look at once you actually go look at the Reddit video, he said every time to that song, every time, never failed. Like, every time they got it in, every time he played that song, he always buzzed.
But I think another bad thing is, and this is why I don't like doing dedication songs to anybody anymore, is because the song's ruined from then on. Like, if you think about a time where a song was playing during a bad time or something, when you listen to it now, it's still cool, but it's like, ugh, it has like a taint to it, right? Like there's something wrong with it. If I was dating this person, you're telling me if we're going at it for 20 minutes, that means that's what 10 to 10 to 12 different songs like that we're listening to. I have now been ruined for 10 to 12 songs that I probably
Yes, Eddie,
enjoyed
he's
at one
white.
point in time. Like, you know what I'm saying? That I'm not listening to no more. And now because your brain is trained to bust it, what if you in the club? You about to get a brick on when the song comes on because you in the club and the song comes on? Because I just in my pants.
Oh, dear God. So, audible question for you ladies.
Oh,
What's
no.
the worst song? What's the worst song you've ever fucked to?
Was there a
Can you
song?
think of one? Oh shit! Not the word. Like you, it took you out of the moment. Like you heard a song and it was like, we got to change this shit. We got to change this shit. Like right now. And ladies and gentlemen, in the comments, drop your worst song to fuck to if you can. Don't do Tiptoe Through the Fucking Roses. Genocide Circus.
I think so, because I think anytime that there was music presented, it was in a playlist, so there wouldn't be that moment. But I definitely have had like the TV on and a commercial came on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you suffering from anything? A mesothelioma? Like something like probably something like that. Like,
Okay.
but like nothing. But that still wouldn't have taken me, quote unquote, out the moment, if that makes sense. I don't think I've had like a out of the moment situation.
It made the moment funny for me. Like, I know, if we have parents in the audience, Trey, you probably know this too, but it's like you would have your TV on like Nick Jr. or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the TV stays on Nick Jr. even when it's Adventure Time. And then, Blue's Clues.
That's why I call it that. That's Adventure Time. Come on, grab your friends. Go to very distant lands. That shit has happened to me in the past, and that ruined it for me. But I use that as my word for fucking.
Yeah.
What's up, Taffy?
I actually last night I was drinking with my friends, got completely and terribly drunk. If you were on TikTok Live and saw me, you did not mind your business. So there was a question in the podcast that we always see together, like tonight's conversation or tonight's talk, whatever.
Mhm.
And my friend had bought that deck. So we were like, "Ooh, let's get toxic. Like, let's just have these toxic conversations." One of the questions, if we're talking about like things that could kind of take you out the moment, one of the questions is you and your partner are having like you guys are having sex, whatever, and you think you heard your partner say another person's name. Are you going to deal with it right then and there, or are you just gonna finish and then address it?
Oh no, there's no finishing. We need to stop right now because what the hell's the problem?
Yeah.
There's no finishing. I don't. Because once you say somebody else's name, there's no more enjoyment for me. I want to know who the fuck this bitch is.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing. They were like, but you think, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Since the day that you were born, probably beforehand, if your parents knew what you were going to be named, you've heard your name. So anytime you hear anything that is even similar to your name, you're going to you notice, like you're gonna hear it, And so you're not gonna tell me, oh no, I didn't, whatever. And I'm like, I know what my name sounds like in all different formations. Okay, even if you stuttering, all right. That ain't selling my name. And the only time that you can get away with it is if you say Janice. And if you mess with a girl named Janice, I don't even want you no more. So it's just like it's one of those things where it's like there's no way. There's no way, my boy, you're gonna say it. Especially if you put a particular name and it's like not unique. I mean, it is unique. You messed up, my boy.
Hortensia.
You messed up. And I think it's like, why would you finish? I need to address this. I need to find out what's happening.
Immediately. There's no finishing. Who finishes?
I'm finishing because first off, I'm getting this nut out. I'm getting it out. It's happening, and I'm telling you why. Because if I can hear if you said a name audibly throughout all the other shit that's going on, you intended to be me to hear that. So this will probably be the last time we fucking. I'm writing my name in it. And I'm leaving the fucking room.
She's like, oh, Chris, you still gonna beat it up?
I'm a finish. We're gonna handle it afterwards. And now you've activated Petty Trey.
Why would Ricola? Hold on.
Ricola. But if you like my name, that's not you might get away with Ray or Jay, but if you saying anything with a fucking Chris, oh yeah, you've activated Petty Trey in the bedroom. Now I'm gonna put my thumb in her butt like I'm doing extra shit because this might be the last time I'm fucking you. Now you've activated Angry Trey, and I'm gonna dog the fuck out of you, and I'm coming on your face.
Wow.
Then we're gonna have a conversation afterwards.
Looking really quick at the comments. Eddie said, "I didn't spit it in her chest. I spit it right back where it came from and munched till it happened again." Okay, just make sure y'all ain't blowing bubbles in women. They can die from an air bubble. Anyway, that song sounds sad as fuck. Jamaica says somebody sounds like they're rubbing a balloon. Eddie says Jamaica like a water balloon after it's thrown and it explodes. He's white, isn't he? Yes, he wasn't white in the video. Gentrified Circus said all this talk about squirting and wet diamond ain't come up yet. Eddie also said, then it's been explained. Genocide Circus said Baby Shark. Eddie said Blue's Clues theme. Menina said listening to Pandora, Take Me to the King came on.
Take me to the king.
Stop. So the Baby
I'm gonna
Shark
take
came
you
on
there.
for you, Genocide Circus, and Blue's Clues theme that came on. And then hey Teffy, what's up? And then Jamaica said a channel had signed off and the national anthem started to play. It was weird because TVs really didn't do that anymore. Eddie said Phyllis, not Genocide Circus, Ricola, Marco, Polo. I'm glad you guys found each other.
First of all, that says Pollo, Eddie. You should know better. Just saying. Anyway.
Oh, that does say Pollo, yeah.
Like, no, I got a real quick story. So I accidentally did call. I had an issue when I accidentally did say somebody else's name in bed, and the reason why was because we were watching. What the hell were we watching? We were watching the Wayans Brothers, and Marlon was on TV, and he said something funny. So mid coitus, I was like, Marlon. And he stopped completely. Like he's like, "Oh, that's my name. My name is Marlon now." I mean, it was an honest mistake. It wasn't an actual.
I mean, yeah, if you're seeing it and it just like you say it, I mean that happens.
You've got an excuse. You've got an excuse, sure. But my name is Trey. If you say fucking Marquell, oh,
who the
petty
hell is
activated.
Marquell?
Exactly.
I get these names right.
I went to public school. I've met all of these people. Okay. But yeah, no, fuck that.
Elote, really? All right. Y'all hungry?
What happened? Now they're just yelling out foods. Okay.
Elote.
What the fuck is the matter with y'all? What did he say? Is he talking?
What are you saying? Just say it.
He's cracking jokes and shit.
I know.
So our next topic of the evening, hookup etiquette.
I forgot. I said we still doing topics. I forgot. Throw the whole conversation away.
We've been slowly but surely transitioning between. Everything has been interconnected so far. We got this. We good.
Okay.
Hookup etiquette. So, we of course are, well, two of us are single. One of them is out of the game, but everybody else pretty much is in the game of hunting for a little fun, a little adventure time, if you will. So this comes with some rules, some regulations that you should adhere to in any case. When you're out there searching for either some fun or something serious.
I'm sorry, the cat took me out. The cat mouth was on the pole, and I was shocked by the picture. I'm sorry.
So, and we'll still include you in this, Mrs. Royal. But what are your do's and don'ts for hooking up? Like, what do you not like? For me personally, I don't have one night stands like that. I'm usually talking to somebody and we get into that and it's that first time fucking around, but I still got my rules and regulations. But ladies, what's your do's and don'ts for hooking up? You're dating or you just met somebody. What are you for? What are you not?
I'll say this because this topic is about me because once again, #update life in Kansas.
I wouldn't want to say it, but yeah.
But anyway, so I had a recent event yesterday. Where it wasn't exclusively said that something was going to happen. Now, I'm the type of person where if something is being said, because I've had men told me without problem, like, come get this dick, stupid ass. Anyway, but it's been exclusively said that this is going to happen. Like, this is what's happening when we get here. Obviously, setting expectations, putting it out there, or even doing a little like, I don't know, saying something along the lines of it happening. So you got whatever. But if I do have a hookup or if I do have a person that I think is going to happen, anytime I go over to a dude's house or we meet up, I always make sure that I'm prepared. Even if I don't think we're going to do anything, I'm always ready that something could possibly happen. Well, I didn't have the preparedness that I do because I usually make sure that we're locked in for a date 3 days beforehand because there's proper steps that I do to make sure I'm good to be there. If you have BB, you know what I'm talking about. So I make sure I'm Gucci before I get there, right? So I didn't have that. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. And it was like, oh, you want to come over later? Okay, cool. Yeah, we could do this. We could chill. We could go to the beach. We can hang out. We get something to eat. Oh, okay, there's activities that are going to be happening with this hangout. So I don't think we about to be laid up in this room or another. Like, I'm thinking activities. Activities. I brought flip flops to the beach, my lord. Okay, like I was made sure I was prepared. Okay, but I wanted to make sure I was still good. So if you guys don't know what a boric acid suppository is, it's basically just to help clean out any unbalanced bacteria in the vaginal canal, because I unfortunately have been dealing with BV since I was like 9. It's unfortunate. It's my life. But these niggas still munch and unch on everything. Anyway, the point is you cannot you cannot ingest this orally or you will die. It's boric acid. You cannot ingest it orally, right? So for my mental health, I like to do it the night before, because then that's like 10 plus hours of it being cleaned out. Everything's good. Plus I took in a shower. So any excess powder, everything has been, taken care of. So of course I pop it in that morning. I'm chilling. I'm thinking we're not going to do anything, right? I get to the crib. This man makes food for me. Fixes me a whole entire plate. Food was bomb. We're chilling, watching Rush Hour. We were cuddling. Then we get over into his bed. We're cuddling some more. Next thing you know, kissing, everything's cool. In the midst, once he went for my neck, I was like, oh, he think he fucking. I thought we was going to the beach. I was prepared for beach. I wasn't prepared for this because it wasn't said exclusively. Tell me what you want and I'll come prepared for it. So I let him know, like, we're not fucking. And then it was like, oh, well, I can give you head. I'm like, no, because in my head, I'm going to get minimum 5 years for manslaughter, because I already know if you ingest this, you're going to die. And I don't want that on my conscience. So to wrap up the story, homie got in a hussy fight and was just like, it's okay, it's cool. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, like, you act like I'm not going to do it at some point in time. I don't like when that happens. Like, the end result was when you found out it was no, you got in a hissy fit. Like, you were like, oh, like you were kind of, no, I'm fine. And it's like, I can tell you're not. Like, I'm not dumb. I know how to read emotions. I can see it on your face. Don't throw, even if you're not saying it, don't throw a hissy fit in your face. Still make me feel cool. Like, if beforehand you were, let me put a blanket on you, let me hold you, everything was good, don't leave me out here with my stomach out. And then not cover me back up and still cuddle me. At least make me feel still warranted and wanted or something like that. So I was like, well, do you want me to go? He's like, no, you don't have to. You saying you don't have to is AKA yes, I would like you to exit stage left, because this was not what I had planned. And I told him, like, I thought we were going to do stuff. I thought we were, I'm trying to sit here and save your life. I mean, if you want to go out in between my legs like that, do what you want. I'm trying to make sure I don't have manslaughter on my head, because if I knowingly know that this can kill you, it's going to kill you. I'm not going to do it. But I think setting the expectation and saying what it is. We're both adults. So if I know what type of relationship you're trying to have with me, and I know what type of relationship I'm trying to have with you, and we're just strictly about to be fuck buddies, you can say to me, like, so do you feel comfortable doing da 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 da? I'll let you know right then and there. Sure, why not? Or nah, I think I'm cool today. If not, do you still want me to come over or no? The fact that you don't say anything and make it seem like there's something else in the playbook. So then when I get there, you're like, well, I have you here now. Let's yada, yada, yada. Stop playing me. You know what I'm saying? And also, I don't like when people make like hookups on the whim. Like, I understand it's a hookup, but like, if this is supposed to be a contract between me and you, don't do it on the whim. Let me know ahead of time. Like, give me at least a night beforehand so I can know what's going on.
It kind of feels like force you there over like false pretenses. Like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, then this, then the third. We're going to the beach. It's going to be a nice date day. Yada, yada, yada. And then when you get me into your house, and then it's like, oh yeah, but what you trying to do? It's like, come on, that's not what we're here for. And honestly, I feel like in this case, you probably should have told us, yeah, you can go down if you want to, if you're trying to die. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to make sure you live, bro. Like,
that's one. I guess that's one of my problems in this situation, is like with hookup culture in general. Be straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We're all adults at this point. We got jobs. Some of us got kids. We got responsibilities. If you're just trying to hook up, then tell me you're just trying to hook up, so I know what to plan. How to plan, and I can plan my time accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for this, and this is what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna see you later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be this extravagant thing. Like you said previously, you don't have to set the scene. All you got to do is set the expectation. Let me know what we hear.
And my thing is, like, it was nice of him, like, he was like, "Oh, you hungry? Here, let me get you a drink. Let me make you some," and this wasn't like, "Oh, here's some Popeyes." This man made whole ass, like, a whole dish, rice, sauce, meat, like, this man prepared
It's
a
worked for
whole,
me before.
like, whatever, and that's not a problem, and I had no issue doing anything, and I told him, I was like, "You're Brick City right now. Imma want that. Let me know that schedule next week, fam." You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even say right then and there. I was like, "Oh, we gonna do it. Just not today. Just not today." And I understand what's the problem with that, because 'cause you're making it seem like I'm saying no, period. Like, we've obviously had a conversation. You don't want a relationship. You don't want ever. You just kinda want somebody to entertain, talk, and have
Mhm.
casual sex with. Cool. I'm
Right.
with that. We've agreed on that. But for the placement and the time being, I wasn't about to give puss on the first time of us linking, bro. Like, that's just
Mm.
not what I'm gonna do. So if you would have said also 1, 2, 3, I would have been like, "Oh, okay, cool. Today might not be the greatest day. Maybe let's do it next week or so," where I would have been more prepared. But if you said we're gonna do some form of activities after
Mhm.
leaving the house or chilling, whatever, I'm not gonna come over there with the expectation that something's going to happen, especially if my first time linking. Now, if this was second, third, fourth time, I'm coming over there prepared regardless of the fact every single time. But off
Mhm.
the first time, nah.
And
It's
just say, I'm sorry, Trey, I didn't mean to cut you off.
okay.
I was just saying in the comments real quick. What Eddie just said is some still take it as rejection because they have no patience, and that's straight up. Because it's just like I had to tell my teenager today, you're not always gonna get a yes. You understand?
Mhm.
Sometimes shit just gonna be no, and that's it, and that's how you have to take it. And honestly, what is so hard about being adult about the fact that okay, well, my partner or the person that I'm trying to have sex with ain't trying to have sex with me right now, so
Mm.
let me move on. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I
Like,
hate when men also say the whole, "You control everything, it's on your go." I don't want you to think like that, because I want you to have the stability in your mind to also know it's okay to say no to me too. Don't ever get it in your mind that you have to do anything when a woman wants you to do it. If we're talking about a heterosexual situation here,
Mhm.
because you saying, "Well, I mean, you're in control. It's on you if you want to." Obviously, I know you want to, so you're saying that, but you're literally saying, "I don't want no charges. I don't want no problems. I don't want no issues." And yes, that's that's fair to say that, but at the same time, if you don't want to and I want to, that means you're gonna force yourself to do it? Like, no, you should you shouldn't do that either. Like, you should want to when you want to, not because I have the main control to say yes or to say no. Like, I don't want that to be the line of the year. Well, it's up to
Mhm.
you. You have the control complete say so. It's up to you too, bro. Like, like it's like I don't want that to be like the mental capacity that we have now, that men never say no because they want it all the time, and women have the control to say yes or no. You have to abide by that. That's not the thing. Everyone has the choice to say yes or no. Everyone has the choice to say
So
yes or no.
I gotta butt in now, okay? To answer, Darren's already hitting on the points that I was going to hit on in the comments. So we generally speaking, not fucking all. We women can't take rejection in a lot of cases. Not fucking all. So don't get fucking triggered out there. But a lot of women can't take rejection, and immediately after you're told no, you get your manhood gets questioned, your sexual orientation gets questioned. So these are things that men experience when they say no. But we and a lot of us don't do that because we just like, I don't want to have to deal with that. You're not gonna walk around tell your girls in the group chat, he wouldn't even fuck me. We don't want to deal with it. It's better to just say, all right, get it up, get it done,
Or the
and put in the good work.
speculation that you might be sleeping with somebody else because you just don't want to with this person.
That too. Another point that you said, operating under false pretenses. On the other side of the coin, I want to hold the men accountable for this. Gentlemen, and some of us are mature enough to realize, okay, it's just not going to happen. It can happen in the future. I've been in multiple situations where I've gotten there and I'm literally knocking on the front door with the hammer, and it's like, I can't do this. Fair, but you can't be pissy about it because hey, you gonna fuck a pussy for the future. You don't do that shit. That's just maturity. Like, nigga, just okay, she's not ready. There clearly there's a reason. And as
Mhm.
far as the you got women control access to sex, we control access relationships side of the conversation, that part still rings true. So yeah, we got to protect ourselves, because especially if it's in a hookup situation, we got to protect ourselves. We don't know how you're going to react. There are a plethora of different stories out there where he allegedly raped me, or he did. We want to avoid that. And I'm not saying that all women do that, but we in general, we just like, nope, we not. The moment a woman, I have operant condition myself. The moment a woman
Oh.
says no, that nigga goes down. Like, nope, and there's no coming back from that. Like, you said no, we can try again tomorrow. Like, I'm not going through this shit because I'm too fucking pretty to go to jail.
But genocide, I just real quick, because what he said, genocide's like, if you don't want to, you shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you're like, I'll get there, I'll get to wanting to do it in the middle somewhere. If you don't want to, you don't want to. Like, and that's the thing. Like, and I started doing that thing that we're trying to teach ourselves not to do now, which is apologizing to the person because you felt like you let them down, you let them like it, or you made them feel like you led them on, or you left them on like blue balls or something like that. Like, I'm sitting here like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I wasn't expecting this. Like, my bad. Like, I got you next week. And I'm like, why am I over apologizing for something that wasn't said? Why am I feeling bad for just saying not right now? Like you know what I'm saying? So I think that's something else that we have to get out of. Like, it's okay if a person sulks. If they're gonna sulk, they're gonna sulk. But like Trey said, don't ruin it for the future time that it could happen because you're being a little immature right now.
Being a little bitch
That's
about
dumb.
it. Fuck you being a little bitch about it. There will be other times, unless you are literally about to die the next day.
You fuck it up for yourself.
Yeah. Now you got to start over with somebody all new because you wanted to be. I didn't get what I want. You're throwing a fucking temper tantrum over some pussy. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Like, gentlemen, we have to do better. And gentlemen who are doing better, we have to tell other men to do better.
Hold your people accountable. Men and women, hold your people accountable.
Yes, but I'm only speaking from our point of view, because there are I've been in around, not my close friends, because we're all mature enough not to do the stupid shit, but I've been around groups of men, and it's like, man, she ain't man, fuck her. She ain't you realize she went to go fuck somebody else directly after that, right? Because you acted like a bitch and you couldn't sit the fuck down and be patient.
Also, you're not fucking entitled to my pussy. Period. Like, you're not entitled to that shit. If I don't want to give it to you, I don't want to give it to you. Point blank. Period. That means that, hey, either something going on with my body and I don't want to do it right now, or maybe I'm not into you. Maybe I was in a situation beforehand and now I'm not feeling it now. It doesn't matter what stage of the relationship or whatever it is that we're in. If I get to the point where I'm telling you no, it's no. You don't have that. And I think that's what the problem is with some men, not all men, is that they feel entitled to whatever it is that they're trying to get from you. You know what I'm saying?
Women too.
Women too. Women feel a sense of entitlement, and I think that especially the ones who would be like, why you don't want to have sex with me?
You don't want this? You don't want this? Are you stupid? Like, you don't. Like, I hate that. Like, no, it's okay. And I don't want this to be like a no thing or consent thing, because we're going to do it. Like, this isn't a situation of this isn't happening or it hasn't happened before. This is literally like I didn't know. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Sorry about that. I should have said something. And then that's it. It's not saying like complete, like, I feel like when it's like, no, it's like, no, it's never gonna happen. It's not like, this is literally a main thing. Like, we're not talking about coercion. We're not talking about, like, we're talking about communication. Like, this is the main base communication of before you step foot in somebody's door, before you step foot in a hotel, before you step foot in a car, before you step foot, whatever. What's the communication? If we said, oh, we're gonna go to the movies and we're gonna go get dinner and we're gonna go do whatever may have you. Okay, I have it in my mind, I'm not gonna wear heels because this sounds like I'm gonna be walking around. I'm gonna prepare myself and wear flats, right? So it's one of those things of making sure that communication is given before you leave your house, so that way you're prepared for whatever should come. Hence why when he said, oh, we could go to the beach, my ass brought flip-flops and it was in the back of my car because I was preparing myself to go to the beach. You know what I'm saying? So it's not one of those things of like, we're talking about in the middle of it or happening. Set the standard beforehand so everybody knows what's happening, because there's been times where it was, once again, it was a dupe. It was like, oh, let's just come over. We're just gonna cuddle and watch movies. Okay, cool. Once again, do I think we're gonna go over there and cuddle and watch movies? Yes. Do I think that at some point in
Mhm.
time we're going to be doing something? If I wanted to, and if it's in the
Mhm.
back of my head thinking, sure. But that's when me being prepared if something should happen. But I don't go in there with the enticement and the thinking that something is going to happen.
Uh-oh.
I just sit there and chill and relax, and whatever happens, happens. But I don't go in there with the intent of I'm going there to fuck because it wasn't said. It was said we want to watch movies and cuddle. So if me and you are both feeling it at the same time, then something happens. Okay, cool. But if I leave there without getting something, okay, cool, because that wasn't the intent. But I was prepared if it if it should have happened. You know, this
Mhm.
is why you got shoes and cat coats and stuff in your
Yeah,
car because you're just prepared for anything could happen at any point in time, you
any
know?
eventuality.
Yeah.
So part of and that guy, he didn't communicate what his real intentions were from the beginning. And now as a guy, I know if I'm doing all this and it's just me and you in this place, I know what my intentions are. Me personally, I'm going to verbalize that.
Yes.
I'm gonna let that know. And also for me personally, I think he should have set a boundary for himself, if anything. My boundary of my fucking bed, nobody sits on my bed unless we're doing something. It's more so for me because I know what's going on and I let this be known. Hey, we have a couch. We can sit on the couch. We can watch TV on the couch, chill
Mhm.
out. We go to the bedroom. It's a different mode. So if you're not, and that's part of the communication thing. If you're not prepared to go down that road with me, that's fine. This is my boundary.
Mhm.
This is my boundary. This keeps me in check, and this keeps you in check. It protects me. It protects you. Check into the comments over here on YouTube because they're having time over here. Uh, looks like let me go back. Y'all just confessed to assault. From Lillian Desu. Graham Dixon, nah, he's not. It's the weekend. Let's see. Lillian Desu, because coercion is not sex facts. Genocide Circus. If you ask and I'm not in the mood, I'm still going through with it. Cause you read that one already. I'll be set to go somewhere in there. Eddie, huh? If a woman is pressuring a man into sex, that's assault also. From Lillian Desu. How is never refusing it when offered coercion? She answers, of coercion until yes is grounds for assault. That is true, Johnny D. Jackson. You can't be offended if your partner isn't in the mood. It's also not your responsibility to force them into the mood. Facts. And she says that part. If you wonder if you're going to sulk, I will leave and delete your number. Facts, and you should because you should be mature enough to act according to your fucking age and not your shoe size. Just as circus. No, because with me it's like someone offering you food and you're not realizing you were hungry till you take the first bite. A lot of men think like this. I mean, if you're not in the mood, my personal opinion, just say no and keep it moving. But that's also if you set your boundaries. Eddie Rodriguez, coercion is the pressuration with force or threats. So simply talking isn't coercion. It goes a little deeper than that, homie. I'm sorry to say. No, it's a complete sentence from Johnny D. Jackson. Keisha Menina, if you're going to act like a spoiled brat, you don't deserve my cookie. Facts. Linda, this coercion is not letting coercion is not letting someone's no be a no. Okay, ready, and communication is key. So um, you can't. There's a difference between persistence. It's a fine line being persistent about things, but when you hear a no, put that motherfucker away. Go on
Right.
about your business.
Being
You
per-
hear that's advice.
right. Being persistent and coercing somebody into doing something is two totally different things.
Mhm.
Being
Come
persistent,
on.
No,
Bro.
exactly.
I
And
definitely I've learned my lesson my
no,
freshman
that's
year.
it. You said what?
Oh, no, I was saying, like, I learned my lesson with my freshman year, and was it coercion or was it persistence? It was both. It was both.
Mm,
But I in that situation, well, obviously it was my first, so I
Mhm.
don't I I don't know what the language that I know now,
Hmm.
like, then. And so in my head, they want it whenever they want it. Like they're gonna like, and yada yada. And he was just like, I don't know, I just don't feel like it. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, brought him in the room, push again. And then like it literally got to the point he was like, Can you please stop? Like I felt uncomfortable. As soon as he said that, I said, Whoa, whoa, we don't do the uncomfortable word around here, fam.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, I just don't feel like it. He's like, I do. Cause then it was confusing because I hated the fact that it was like, you're saying like I do. And then you're like, but at the same time, I kind of don't. And I'm like, okay, so which one do you want? He's like, but I do. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then it's like 3 seconds like, but I don't. And I'm like, okay. But as soon as he was like, I feel uncomfortable, I'm gone. I'm off. Go do what you need to do. Because what you're not finna do is be like, oh, Candace was ODing on me and yada yada. Whoa, no, buddy. You said you wanted to, and then you was like, nah, I don't know. So of course I'm thinking you're playing like a tag, like a kind of like a pull of like, we'll see how we go. But then as soon as he said uncomfortable, I got my ass up. I exited room stage left. Like, you're not finna catch me with the uncomfortable word. And that was me at 18 with the first person I've ever had sex with. So if at 18, which is immature age, and you're with the first person you ever had sex with, for me to be able to go, okay, bro, I'm good. It shouldn't be a reason why you're 30, 31, 32 and that doesn't click. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is just like, it doesn't take you to have experiences to know when something is uncomfortable or something's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yes.
Yes and no, but I'm just saying in certain circumstances, if a person just says, nah, I'm good. And you say again, like, you sure? Like, I understand people questioning again. You're gonna question. Everybody naturally questions again. Okay, it's a thing. It's just I just want to double check. You sure? Nah, I'm good. Cool. That's it.
I can get the "Are you sure?" But if it pushes past that, then that's a problem.
Yes. If it pushes past that, that's what I'm saying. But like, everybody just goes like, are you sure? All right, cool. Then that's it.
Yeah, and it's all about how you carry it. Now, with that being said, as far as the coercion and persistence and everything, question for all the ladies here and in the comments: with a lot of men out here believing that you guys have full control over access to sex, why don't you guys initiate? Why don't you guys be the first to step up and say, I want it? Like, when you're ready, not saying you have to, but why not take the first step? Why not take the lead and pounce, shoot your shot, essentially, when it comes to sex, instead of waiting for us to figure out this nebulousness that is sexual dynamics?
Well, I very much do verbally, if that makes sense. So verbally, like, if I'm talking to a guy, whatever, I'm usually the aggressor in intimate conversation. Like, I'll say something slick, or like I'll move the conversation. I told you guys I'm an emotional manipulator, so I move the conversation into that, into. I know it's not good to say that. I am who I am. Okay. Anyway, I am who I am. Okay. Nobody is damaged. Nobody is hurt. It's just, it is what it is. Okay. So, but I move the conversation into that at their own comfortable speed. I can tell when somebody's uncomfortable with the conversation, they kind of don't want to move that way, and then I just let it go. But when it comes to physical standpoint, I don't know. For me personally, it's something like, before it went sour, it's something for me just to be sitting and just chilling and I'm having a good time, and then you come over and you just grab me up and like, now we're like cuddling. And I'm like, okay, you wanted me like to cuddle. Like, it's like you're desiring me. It's a desire. Like, you want me to come close to you. I don't ever want to feel like I go to do something and you're like, you good? I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm okay. Never mind, don't worry about it. Like, so for me, it's sexy for a man to take charge in some form. That's pretty much it.
Or did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Okay, so here's the thing. So for me, I will initiate depending on the situation. Like, because I know, and this is why you have communication, especially when you are in a relationship with somebody. With me and Habduser, like, he's made a comment before about, he would like me to initiate, and this is like I would say a couple of years back. But the thing about it is, for me in particular, I have always been used to being the person that was being pursued and not being the pursuer. So because of that, it was never in my, at the forefront of my mind to be like, okay, well, let me just let this man know that I want him. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I would have saved so much fucking time.
So it's just like, and that's the thing. So it was really just so not just so much me saying, because I would initiate it in conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bring it up and broach the subject and everything, but I would never be hands on So now I'm more hands-on than I used to be. Still working on it. I'm not even gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a work in progress, especially because like I said before, I'm used to being the person being pursued. But now I'm starting to get more into the act.
Okay. So I'm looking at the comments and judging by you guys' responses here, you're pretty much all saying the same thing. I do, so on and so forth. Let me rephrase my question because I want to make sure I'm conveying the right information. Why don't women in general initiate?
So I just told you. I told you my why not.
Why don't women in general initiate?
I can't speak for every coochie out there in the world.
You can have a general conversation.
But in general, like I would say because it's natural to not be the aggressor. I think that's or the initiator. Let's change up the vocabulary here. I think that it's natural for men to be the initiator. I think that's just what it is. Like, he who find a wife find a good thing. If he wants it, he's gonna go for it. If he wants to have you, he'll show you. A man who wants you will put out the work to get to you. It's all there and all the verbiage and all the language and all the soliloquies and all the other stuff and anatomy. What is it? Analogies and all that stuff. Like it's there, right? So for a woman to be the initiator, it kind of goes outside of the box of like
of the norm.
We're supposed to be, and it's like, oh, she's a good catch. Like, oh, you better hook onto her or you're gonna lose her. Like, you're supposed to be the hunter, as you say, like, and so that's why we're kind of docile in that manner. But there are women who are like, you know what? I want you, I'm gonna get you. Like Royal was, you know what I'm saying? I want you, I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where I think that's like what it is. Now, if I'm just saying my generalization, guys, this is not correct, but I think that because it's popularized that men are the go-getters and the catchers, that's the reason why. And also, personally for me, baby, I'm so proud of myself. Like, therapy really has been helping me. Like, it's really good. Like, I've never been a person to be the first person. Like, if I'm matching online or anything, I try not to say hi first because I'm like, what if he swiped accidentally and I said hi and he's like, ugh, nah, like get out of here, right? Or like if it's a thing of like he's saying hi, whatever, I try my best not to text so much. I don't call so much because I'm like, I want to know if he's into me or if I'm overly into him. If he's into me, I know I'm into him, but I don't want to seem desperate. And I think that's also it. Like if a woman is coming onto a man really hard, it's generalized that she's desperate. So that's why I like so
not to us.
Well, I'm just saying for me, like I was my first crush. No, not my first crush. But like in 3rd grade, I let this dude know that I just started at that school. New town, new city, everything. And I was like, oh, I think you're cute. And he was just like, ugh, you're fat. My poor little 8-year-old heart. And from then I never told anybody. I never did anything. I was docile for a long time until maybe like the middle, probably towards the end of college is when I finally got up the gumph to like start initiating stuff just because I've always, anytime I tried to initiate something, it never was good in my favor, like at all. So that's the reason why I am not. But online, oh yeah, through text, through phone, oh yeah, I'm talking that shit. Now we get in person. You want me to come over close to you? But the edge of the bed looks so nice. Like this is crazy.
Bring that ass here.
Me why we do that because we will talk all that shit over the phone and then we get in front of them and we be the most shy, docile, acting person. I do not understand the logic behind it. It's like I'm talking all of that shit, but that was I really want you to count for me, that type of shit. Like that's really how we be acting because I'm telling you, I will say some vulgar, kinky shit on the phone, and then as soon as I see you in person, I am. Hell,
I'm like me. I said that.
I'm here.
He completely covered up and everything, and then that's when that what's all that shit you was talking start popping off in them, and I think that's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking for.
Looking at the comments really quick. Let's go back to the top here. Okay, so Corey says, "I'm sure Chase. I don't know what you meant by that, but I don't agree with whatever you thought you heard." Anyway, Johnita said, "I do not initiate." Anita said, "I do initiate." Lillian said, "That's assuming we don't." Johnita said, "Wait, what for what?" Ty said, "Just want to let y'all know that I'm here." Hey, Ty, girl, better late than never. Teffy said, "I will. The only time I don't is if I'm not sure he's into me." Lillian says, "I have before and I will in the future, but if I initiate and it falls flat, I fall back, period." Johnita said, "I send freaky texts. I will join him in the shower." Ty said, "I'm too shy to shoot my shot most of the time, but give him a sign and watch. I read that bit." Okay. John, I'm just going to say Jackson because Johnita it's for whatever reason, my mouth won't let me say it correctly. I'm typically the initiator. Genocide said, "I love the mild /aggression. Assertion /aggression is kind of hot."
It is.
Jamaica's cool. Jamaica said, "Don't really know how I could talk a good game in text, but in person, I don't have the confidence and punk out." Same. Jackson said, "I will touch, and if you're with it, awesome. If not, that's cool too." Ty, once I get the green light, I'm gonna just be blunt, like real live. We can fuck right now. I can't stand Ty. Teffy, I also want to feel pursued and wanted because as a brat, I don't like to be turned down. Yes, and that's the point. Jackson rejection. Teffy said, "Oh, because play too much and try to clown women for liking them." That's yes, and that's another thing. Like, "Oh, I got this bitches on my dick." You see how these girls on me? Boy, bye.
Stop talking to that motherfucker. Period.
Manita said, some women are told that it isn't. Yes, it's told that it isn't ladylike. You're supposed to be quiet, meek, and let a man come after you. Lillian said, "I like to break the touch barrier. Slightly, shoulder, knees, head, hands, forearms are a good place to start to see if it's well
Don't touch my
received."
hands. That's gonna get some shit started right there.
Jackson, women don't like rejection either. Lillian, if the other person reciprocates said touches, it's a green light for me. Ty, yep, I always slightly expect to get rejected. Yes, same. Lillian, but if they look uncomfortable or don't reciprocate, I either ask or fall all the way back. Jackson said, or if we think it's going to gas up a man's head to the point of annoyance, it's journalized as doing too much. Not me. I'm matching energy. And Jamaica, exactly, Chase. Just about every guy I've showed interest in rejects me, so it's weird when out of all the no's that one yes will fuck my head up. Yes, and then starts overthinking land, and I hate that bitch. I hate overthinking so much, but it happened.
So I asked that question because I wanted to get a general idea of how you guys felt about it. I personally think that, barring the rejections, you should still make the attempts. You miss every shot that you don't take, essentially, and also it's also to help out my brothers out there. Sometimes we don't know. We can be oblivious. We can be aloof. I know I can be oblivious and fucking aloof. I can only speak for myself on that one, but generally speaking, most of us can be and miss the signs or the winks or the subtle touches because we're not aware. We don't know, and also we have our guards up as well. We want to make sure that we're protected ourselves from potentially bad shit happening. Not gonna go down the list again. We already been down that road, but I think, like we preach here every fucking week, state your expectations. Set your expectations. What do you want from me? What do you need from me? And here's what I want and need from you. Open your fucking mouths, people. Man. Speak up. Regardless, if he gets a big head from it, he might not be the one you need to talk to. If he's treating you like, oh, that bitch is a peak me, he might not be the one you need to talk to. Move the fuck on. Rejection happens every day. Men deal with it every day. Y'all gotta learn to deal with it too. It's gonna happen. And it's not the end of the world when it does. When that person is an asshole about it, fuck them. Move on. Leave them the fuck alone. And go try again.
And I think when it comes to online dating, go ahead, Rorio. I'm sorry.
People are so used to playing games that having open and honest communication is foreign to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can preach communication all day long, but until somebody actually steps up to get the balls to communicate with somebody, and instead of trying to play mind games with them or trying to one up somebody, it's never going to happen. And it's always the same outcome every single time, and people not understanding why people are reacting a certain way, or why men don't approach women like they're supposed to, or why women don't approach men. And it's always going to be the same thing over and over again. The cycle is going to keep repeating because people would rather play mind games instead of having a conversation.
And I think also when it comes to, because I know this is a world of online stuff, online dating, whatever, Like when I match with a person, my first my first 10 questions for them. What are you here for? What are you looking for? And what's your intentions? Because if you're here to just have a good time,
Yes.
vibe out and chill, okay, I don't want to hang out and vibe out and chill. So thanks for the conversation. You could be a person I chat with, but that's pretty much all it's going to be. If you tell me that your intentions are matching my intentions, okay, cool. Let's keep this conversation going. If you just want to fuck, cool. You just want to fuck. Maybe I just want to fuck too. Like, I want to know what's your reason for being here. Before we even get on the phone, I'm texting this to you. I'm in this match with you through type. Like,
Good
hey,
job.
why did you come to POF? Why'd you come to Hinge? Why'd you come to Bumble? Why did you like? What's your intent here? Because what you have in your bio can
Mhm.
be completely different to what you're meaning. Once you set up a profile, do you really go back and edit it every single time you have a different thought process in your mind? No. So you might have wanted to be in a relationship 3 months ago when you were doing your bio. But now
Mm.
you're probably like, "You know what? Whatever happens, happens, and I'm chilling with it." So I have to ask these questions. I need to know your intent. And even if it's not online, if it's 2 people, if one person knows 2 different people and they hook you up with the person, if y'all go out to eat or y'all talk on the phone, y'all texting, ask them, "So what are you looking for? What do you wanna get? Are you looking just to hang out with somebody and see what happens, or are you intentionally dating? Like, what are you looking for?" And I think if people start opening their mouths, like Trey said, and really ask these questions,
You
don't
agree
be
with me?
shy about asking these questions because at the end of the day you weren't shy enough to open up them legs, and you weren't shy enough to pull out that zipper. So you should be able to open your mouth fully clothed and communicate what you want out of this person. If
Right.
you can lay down and take it, then you can stand up and take it with words. That's what it is. Just be able to open your mouth and say what it is. It's not
Love
that
it.
difficult.
Love it.
And that's the reason why y'all run around here with these stupid ass baby daddies, maybe mamas. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the show. We really do appreciate it.
You really do.
Thank you. We are going to be in aftercare. Um, Hubducer or Trey, whoever, drop the link
Oh
in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
comments so that way
Well,
people
he got to do
who
it.
are not
But
part of the Discord can find us if you want to. The Discord is on King. It's well, we're on Discord. The Discord is Kinkazoid. So just look it up, or you can just click the link and you can automatically join us for the after show conversation. We appreciate you very much. You can find me on TikTok at Chasinc, CHAYESINC, and on Instagram to see all my beautiful faces, natural or glammed, at Candy Taste Sweet. Royal.
You guys can find me on TikTok, Twitter, and IG. On TikTok as Royal_KP, and on Twitter and IG as Royal Rain, ROY4L R4YNE.
and of course, it's your boy Trey Proper. You can find me Trey Proper literally everywhere. Don't follow me on Twitter. Don't send me no more damn Facebook friend requests, please, because I don't know who you people are. I'm not even gonna fake. Teffy, I'm gonna have to memorize your line from your show and start using it. It's my purse. I don't know you. You got to watch HNIC to get the joke. I'm sorry, but yeah, I got like a flood of fucking friend requests from people I don't fucking know, and it's like not on Facebook. No,
Wait,
the fuck out of here. So I got to start saying that now. I don't know if y'all heard Hub Deucer, but yeah, I did. But anyway, come on, get in this Discord. You can follow me everywhere else except for Facebook and Twitter. But we'll catch you guys in the Discord.
night, everybody.
Good night.